Wow, exactly. I mean, it's everything that I've seen. It's everything that I'm like thinking about writing. With people, this offense is terrible. Like, honestly, I might pull a gag with a piece, maybe, but we're right back where we were. And Cristobal wants to be Alabama, right? He wants to run that program. He brought in Feld, who he met there and worked with there and everything. And I'm not calling Mario Cristobal Nick Saban. That is not the comparison I'm making, right? I'm not saying he's the same coach. I'm not saying we're going to have the same success. I'm not saying that, right? But even the team with the most talent in the country figured out they got to open things up on offense to continue to be successful. But and I'm not saying don't have a system. I'm not saying don't have a process, because you need to be a system-based process-oriented person, I think, in life in general, right? But the hubris to just come in and be like, well, we're just going to, I see, they're doing it. They're chucking it around over there at Alabama. Look, I mean, I don't think that what's his face at Georgia is a good quarterback, but they threw the ball up. And they got a tight end where he's just, we're going to give him the ball wherever in the world, jet sweep for a 75-yard touchdown on the first play of the game. Stupid. Or we'll do that. But they will still, when they had George Pickens, when they had, the players last year, they're going to run. But what also happened? Play action up top. I'm going to look up top. That's covered. That square in on dagger behind it. 18-yard square. Bang, we're going to hit that, and we're going to turn it up the field. And again, I got this freak athlete at tight end, and we're just getting him the ball everywhere. Look, man, this 3 yards in the cloud of dust thing is not sustainable. It is not. There has to be explosion in the passing game. I hate to continue to beat that drum, but if you go look around the landscape of local websites about the Miami Hurricanes, even national websites who are commenting on the Miami Hurricanes, they're now 3 weeks later on the train that I've been conducting for weeks, right? About there not being any explosive plays. What happened to the big play offense at one side? Oh, well, look, I've been here, and you guys were with me, and I tried to, and even in the comments, people say, oh, it's early, it's going to change. Is it? And actually, it did change, because I'm going to go to my secret stat page right now that I got from a super secret source. And Miami's explosiveness on offense is now exponentially worse than it was when I first brought this to you. 123rd in the country in isolated points per play, 125th in the country out of 131 in marginal explosiveness, and 87th in explosive play rate. That actually went up 4 places. But the even worse part, dear listener, the defensive numbers, on the contrary of what we're allowing, are now through the roof in the bad way. Isolated points per play, 130th out of 131 on defense, so allowing the second most. And marginal explosiveness, 131 out of 131, dead ass butt naked last in America in allowing explosive or marginal explosiveness, and 104th in explosive play rate allowed in the country out of 131 teams. So basically what I'm saying to you is the defense felt some kind of way that I was looking at the offense's failings of producing explosive plays, and they said, hold my beer, I'm going to one-up you, and we're going to be the next to worst and outright worst in those things on the defensive side. So now you can look it over here. So we're not producing explosive plays on offense, and we're giving up the most explosiveness to opposing offenses of anybody in the country. Bro, what are we doing? Michigan lost to App State. Yeah, but that I would definitely give you that App State was better in 2007 than Middle Tennessee is this year. Bama had a bad loss in Nick's first year. Everybody who says that, are you really honestly and truly sitting here right now and you're going to claim these two things. Number one, we're going to have the number one recruiting class in America, which is what Nick Saban had. And we're going to stack those classes next year, the year after, the year after, the year after, which he did. And we're not going to ever lose one of those games again. And like I said, we're going to update the paradigm. We're going to look at the performance and say, no, the process needs to change. And then we're going to make the updates to the offense that are needed and preceded the success, or went hand in hand with the success that Nick Saban saw, is seeing, and probably will continue to see at Alabama. Are you saying all three of those things when you make that analogy? Because if you're not saying all three of those things when you're making that analogy, then you can shove it. Because all three of those things are necessary components of the success and the path forward. Are you listening to me?